Hi friends. So we got back, it's 8:30 here and we just got back, started getting kids showered and all of that. Had a really good day. Did a couple things today. We were able to share pizza and ice cream with our Liberian daughters. Our oldest Liberian daughter turns 8 tomorrow. One of the big things that I have said over the last year and a half of this, 2 years of this, is that I hate missing their birthdays. So from the time we were matched with them, which was July of 2022, we missed one of them turning 6. Yeah, no, she turned 5 and we missed it. And then the other one turned 7 and we missed it. And then the little one turned 6 and we missed it. But today was the last day. So tomorrow our older one turns 8 and we will not miss it. Although we're not enjoying her birthday the way we want to, we did get to do a little bit of a birthday week. So got to share some pizza and ice cream with her. Just as a side note to those of you that are waiting families. So a couple of my kids, 2 of the 3 of my American-born children get car sick. So, one of them is so much that we just give her Dramamine when she gets in the car. The other one's kind of iffy, if it's more than about an hour drive, especially if she's going to be next to a window and not, in the middle, we give her Dramamine. My oldest has no problem. She's always fine. But we didn't really think through, but yeah, your Liberian kids, they're going to get car sick. Partly because they've never ridden in cars before that much. If they have, it's only been a couple times. And partly because it's a lot of start and stop traffic. So even if you're not a car sick person, you probably will get car sick. So there was vomit all over the car. One of the nannies was gracious enough to be helpful with that, and then tell us all the stories of all the kids that have vomited in the last several months. So that's just something to keep. And we usually do have a bag on hand, but we could not get to it fast enough because our youngest Liberian daughter, she kind of whisper talks. She's like, I need to vomit. And she touched the driver, but it was all over. So anyways, that's what happened there. But we are super excited that we got to see them today. We're going to go to the Ministry of Gender tomorrow on our way to visit her for her birthday. And Jeremy's been to the Ministry of Gender several times. I typically have watched the kids while he does that. But I'm actually going to go tomorrow and kind of express my disgust and my hopes. And I'm going to tell them that my daughter is celebrating another birthday in an orphanage where she doesn't belong. And that's a big deal. So if you're just now watching this video and you haven't been watching, we're adopting 2 kids from Liberia. The good news that happened, I didn't my phone was buried deep in the backpack. So I basically didn't have it since we left today at 2 to go run around and do things. And it was a lot of driving today just to make this one little birthday wish happen, but we did it. But when I got back, I had an email from Adopt Together that said that we got another donation. So thank you for that anonymous donation. So overall, in the last 24 hours, we've gotten $700 worth of donations. So thank you, Audrey, for your donation. And I'm putting on it's always on our description that if you want to make a tax-deductible donation or adoption expenses, but we are kind of in a difficult spot right now. I prepared our house to rent. It's ready for that. All the everything's done that needs to be done. So we'll be reaching out to our property manager, realtor tomorrow and let her know that it's a go. Just get it done. Our neighbors have been gracious enough to just get all those loose ends. So when you give to Adopt Together, they mail us a check. So we'll get that next month. And then our neighbors will go put it in the bank for us so that we'll have access to it. And then our Fill the Box team ran a route today for us. Used to, we would gather all the bags of clothes. We'd go to the different businesses and just pick it up from their doorstep and put it in our garage. And then Fill the Box. For a while, we had to take it to Sarasota because Fill the Box didn't have a route as far south as us in Cape Coral, Florida. But the last 3 or 4 loads they've come to get, and the last 2 loads, the one that went out today and the one that went out last month, they actually came all the way to our house to get it for us. Now, us having to rent our house kind of makes it impossible for us to do the Fill the Box loads for ourselves, but other people can do them for us. But we appreciate Fill the Box and the efforts that our coordinator Jennifer Hilton has made to stay in contact with all of our big sources. Jay at Kid to Kid in Fort Myers, and Scott in United Methodist Church in Punta Gorda, and then Amanda at Donate for Kids has been gracious enough to continue to give us loads, plus our neighbors and our friends and family that are there that are just throwing stuff in our garage constantly. Always have a bag for us. We had a neighbor that put another bag in like today, and so we were like, or yesterday, and so Jeremy was texting our neighbors like, "Oh, look in our box, make sure we get that in the load." So Paul, our across the street neighbor, he and his wife Tia have been really helpful at keeping everything going for us. He went to the bank for us, pulled out clothes from our box today. Like, who knows what else he's done. So we appreciate all that help. The help is good today because today is Monday, so we're still hopeful. We're going to the MOG tomorrow. We heard some rumors today that could be a big setback, but then, last week we heard all good things, and I was telling Jeremy, I'm like, oh, and he's like, but none of the good rumors were ever true, so why would the bad rumors ever be true? And I thought that was really funny. Like, if you think about it, like, we've had rumors, there have been rumors that we're going to get done with this process every single week for the last 12 weeks, and nothing's happened. Like, we're still in the same boat that we were in when our plane landed, although legally now, emotionally, physically, spiritually, all of those things, a lot has changed for us. Emotionally, we are more connected to our Liberian daughters, and they're more connected to us. Physically, we're in Liberia. We're not yearning to go. We're actually here. Spiritually, we've become more dependent on God and more in a posture of surrender than I think we realized we could be. Because you think, oh, you're going to Liberia, but we're in a position to have to surrender pretty much every resource that we have and start over as if we were in our 20s or something. Like, we're not in our 20s. But like, we're not going to go back into debt for anything, but like, we've thought seriously about selling our house, selling our cars. Like, the next thing to go, the Bookers have been nice enough to agree to babysit our Yukon, but our Yukon may be the next to go. So thank you guys for your generosity. Jeremy is trying to find an online way to work from here. But one of the problems we run into with that is, number one, will be reliable internet access, which we think we have a workaround for that. There's actually you can buy your own modem and have your own internet here, and it's good enough, hopefully. But the other problem is most American companies, or a lot of American companies, will not let you work from Africa. They will not accept internet traffic from Africa, period. So you could be on another continent. So Jeremy's going to look at companies in Europe and other countries, anywhere else, because a lot of the American companies, especially the ones that he used to work for or has ties with, are like, sorry, buddy, not if you're in Africa. Any other continent, but not there. So that's been kind of, even with a VPN, it doesn't matter. They're still pretty. So that's kind of a sad news, because we were really hoping to rely on that. But luckily, I went home and got the house ready, so it's ready to go. If we don't rent it now, I'll be pretty sad. I was kind of hoping like maybe we'll get good news this week and maybe we can just go back home to a very clean, depersonalized house and call it a day, but it doesn't look like that's going to happen. Our American kids are very much over it. In terms of living here, they're ready to come home. They don't want to leave without their sisters, but they're just bored and tired of this, because they can't really, they can't play soccer. They can't do the normal things that they normally do at home. And it's just, you would think it would be okay, but it's just not. It's just, they're bored. They miss their friends. They miss going to church. They miss the neighborhood. They miss our house. They miss everything. They miss our dog the most. God bless Devin for keeping our dog alive. I hope he hasn't killed anything that you were trying to keep alive. Devin had posted on her Facebook that she had an injured duck, and I was like, if it wasn't my dog that injured your duck, sounds something like something Zeke would do. So I guess when I came home and had this picture of this basically like full truck, this pretty big load of clothes coming out of our house and our other contacts, I was pretty excited. And then I saw the donations today coming in. That's good. So if you want to buy Noonday, or you want to give anything, you buy on my Noonday link that's in the description. living in Liberia, the Bitly living in Liberia. Feel free to buy Noonday there. Mother's Day's coming up fast. Teacher appreciation gifts are coming up fast. And then all the spring shopping you have to do anyways for different things that are coming up. Wedding season's coming up. Bridesmaids gifts, like really, I mean, if you look, like today I'm wearing my saltwater necklace. This is a glass necklace. Like one of my Contigo bracelets. And then the saltwater stack bracelets too. These are paper beads, brass, and glass. There's a lot of good options there. And everybody loves a good bag too. So if you want to grab a Noonday bag, for someone in your life, the half off sale is still going on. All of the, proceeds to that will go to help fund our expenses here, which are mounting. We were able to work out a better deal with the Tropicana here. They feel sorry for us, I'm sure. They were great. I mean, we're just like a living advertisement for them, so I hope it helps their business. They certainly conduct their business with integrity and compassion, so we appreciate them too. We also appreciate our driver, Emmanuel, who had to deal with vomit in the car. I mean, it was everywhere. It was like, this is not a child that had vomited in the car before and knew what to do. It was just like, so it was on Jeremy's leg. I was up front, luckily it missed me. But it was just a very, like, she was so sad too. She was just very embarrassed, like, wanted to go put her head in the sand. Because when we got back, all the kids were just waiting for her at the door, like, where'd you go? What'd you do? And she's just like, walk of shame. I need to go change my clothes, kind of thing. So, and she always gets sad when we leave. So I think it was just a lot. She'll probably go right to bed. And Esther, one of the nannies, is very sweet. And she just loved on her and told her it was fine. It happens to everybody, and helped her. So, but Augustine told me too that those of you that helped with the solar panels look great. They're working great. There was a little wiring issue he had to fix today. I saw him with a shovel. I was like, what are you doing with a shovel? But he told me he fixed whatever it was. The line was kind of severed. Probably the kids playing over there, messing with because they haven't had power to that side of the orphanage in a long time. So I guess maybe he was fixing it and reburying the wire. But yeah, I didn't get to see a lot of the other kids today. Just briefly saw them, but they all seem to be in good spirits. So I wake up this morning and just like pray to God for mercy on us. Because it's an unknown. And I guess, you think what's going to happen in your life, and you really don't. Like, every day is filled with unknowns. Every day is filled with the capacity for a surrender to God that is an all-in situation that has no certainties. But that's not really the world, as Americans especially, that we live in. We live in a more predictable world where if you work hard here and then this happens. We live in an if-then that's fairly predictable, and I like that. I like the predictability that lends itself towards productivity and growth as a society, and the routine and the consistency of that. And the only thing that we can do that's consistent right now is just not leave. If we do leave, there's a chance that we could get a phone call in the next week. But if we leave them now, that's a betrayal that's going to be hard to fix later on. So some people do have to leave, and there's nothing around that. And I'm not criticizing that at all. I'm not faulting it at all. I'm not throwing stones there at all. But I think every family that has had to leave, if they could stay, they would stay. And we are in a position to stay a little bit longer, so that we're going to stay as long as we possibly can, no matter what. So I guess it was a good day. I'm a little scattered. I'm a little tired. I'm a little nervous about going to the Ministry of Gender tomorrow, because I've been worried about my face when I look at these women and say, it's mostly women in charge there. When I look at them and say, you should have done better a year ago. You've had my paperwork and my money since November of 2022. So, plenty of time to do your job. They are supposed to allot 6 months for them to do their job. So, we should have easily been in Liberia spring of 2023. Easily, if not sooner. And yes, there's investigations going on right now, but that doesn't take back the the year prior. Like, that doesn't, to me, I want an explanation for that. I want an apology for that. I don't care about the presidential election. I don't care about all that. This was a year before the presidential election. So I'm curious how my face is going to be received. I'm sure I'll be nice. I'm usually good in person. Typically a schmoozer. From what I hear, I'm a little bit of a schmoozer. But I wish I could sell them on the idea that they are not at the mercy of the U.S. government when it comes to adoptions in their own country. I am at the mercy of the U.S. government when I try to immigrate that child I adopted in their country, but that's not their problem. This is their problem. This investigation is their problem. They can point fingers at the U.S. government all they want to. They can say they're scared of getting their visas or whatever. All the excuses I've heard, but at the end of the day, it is their job to take care of their kids. If there's an agency that's operating outside the law, they should criminally prosecute them. If there's an agency that's breaking the rules, they should correct it. Can't sit on your hands for this long, though. They've been working on this investigation for almost 6 months. And I've been living here for 3 months, waiting on them to finish up. So we'll see how it goes. I'll let you know tomorrow. Bye.